Alright guys, after Karrahbooo was kicked out of the Concrete Boys collective and Lil Yachty quote unquote crashed out on her and exposed her for not writing her songs, for him styling her and just literally making her, fans have been wondering whether she's going to be putting the fries in the bag or will she defy all the odds and become a star on her own. So let's get into it. Alright, so let's start off with Karrahboo's first official response. She said, "Put it on your kid, I ain't write these songs, Miles. Stop the cap and leave me out of your internet shenanigans, laughing emoji. Stop bullying me, big dog. I never said nothing, you letting random fans get in your head, man up." And she's claiming by circling these two songs, her biggest songs, that she wrote them all herself. First of all, she's not really beating the, I guess you could say, mean allegations by bringing Lil Yachty's kid into this. I know it's kind of like a popular saying, but still a little weird. And you know she's mad because she called Yachty Miles, which is his government name. And here's what some of the people are saying. She got exposed already, she's cooked. Someone else said something which made a lot of sense. Does it really matter who writes her music or not? She's not even a miracle, spiritual, lyrical artist anyways. In my opinion, it makes an artist disingenuous. It doesn't matter what type of music you make if none of your shit is written for yourself. Like, you're a pop star, I get it, but come on. Another thing is she took a really long time to respond as well, so it's like, huh? You know? Anyways, that same day, about 12 hours later, Karrahbooo performed and she seemingly responded. And I can't play the video because there's some copyrighted music, but she just says, "Who ain't write it? Who ain't write it? Who ain't write it?" And I'm not even gonna say anything. It just, while I talk, I'm just gonna pop up some videos of the crowd size. As you can see, and I found some better angles on the internet. Shout out my boy Saint Clout. There were about I would say 50 or 100 people just in the crowd, but to watch her, there was maybe 20, 30. If we're being generous, 40. There really wasn't anybody there, which honestly is really embarrassing. And before we even get into what fans are saying, I feel like this is a huge testament to what Yachty was doing for her. You know, the Concrete Boys was only getting good set times. They got a Lyrical Lemonade interview. They got a Lyrical Lemonade video. You know, they were getting all these clothes to style. They were getting all this. They were getting all these luxuries that artists of their size normally don't get, even with the big label backing, because Yachty had these connections and he wanted his group to succeed so bad. And now that she's out of the group, you can see she's immediately been kind of, I'm not gonna say put in her place because that's kind of I don't know, a little mean. I'm gonna say she's kind of been hit with a little bit of reality, you know what I mean? And you can clearly see it. So it doesn't matter who you like more, what his response was, whether or not he was immature for responding to something a random fan said on Twitter that blew up. The truth is the truth. Someone said, or they just quote tweeted a Young Thug tweet, "Homie, your career almost over." The funniest part is they arguing over who wrote some trash. So something a lot of people were saying is yo, Karrahboo's lyrics are not crazy. And I agree, but I mean, they're all right. Someone else said, "Damn, maybe Yachty wasn't lying at all about dressing up the whole team. Clearly, Karrahbooo was not wearing some crazy designer or anything." Someone else said, "Nobody there." And he was right. Nobody was there. She performing at birthday parties to pay off the 900K. So that's actually a myth maybe I should debunk. So here's the thing. If a label invests money in you, no matter how big the advance is, unlike a regular loan, I know a lot of people call it a loan, you don't have to make regular payments to pay it back. You just can't make money off your music or whatever you signed for, whatever you signed away. So if Karrahbooo is 900K in the hole, she just finessed Yachty out of a mill. I'm pretty sure he was kind of putting in certain pieces of jewelry and clothing into it. At the end of the day, investing that much in an artist like Karrahboo's size is just stupid. I don't know why you have to put so much jewelry on artists. I don't know if you guys know this, but back in the day, 50 Cent used to put fake chains on G-Unit artists. He's honestly smart for that, because you don't need to be I don't know, blinged out. You don't need to have all this designer on you. Obviously your image is important, but it's yeah. So, you know, looks like she finessed him and she doesn't have to pay back that 900K. All right, guys, this is future me. And Karrahbooo just responded, so I'm gonna go over that right here because I think it fits. Anyways, here's what she said. She first took to Instagram to write this very long story. She said, "I'll never forget this feeling, this chapter of my life. I'll never be the same. I'll never forget who wasn't there for me. I done chomped people out, spent my last, slapped for others. I ride every time naturally, that's just how I am. Nobody owe me shit, to be honest. I'm just taking a mental note. I can't even look at most people the same way. To know the truth and watch a grown man with 12 million followers overly lie on my name and publicly bully me for literally no reason at all, while I've silently been conquering all the shit people been throwing at me this whole time behind closed doors, I'll never ignore the signs again. and I will never stop no matter how much they hate me. Lil Yachty then responds and says, don't throw rocks and hide your hand. Karrahbooo says, I never threw rocks and you have my number, you grown, leave me alone, literally, at Lil Yachty. I never said nothing about shit and I still ain't said nothing about what's really going on. I don't want no beef with you industry people. Just move on with your life. Stop trying to bring me down. When I stay out the way, I'm done talking. You got it. Your character gonna speak for itself. Okay, so here's the thing, and later in this video I talk about like her future career and everything, but I just want to talk about this one little moment really quick. All right, so the problem with this apology is she's basically like begging for people's sympathy, and while she is a woman and people do feel for her, and they are people will always root for the underdog, and she's kind of creating like this us versus them scenario. At the end of the day, it's hip-hop. Like, they're not gonna feel bad for you. Like, no one is gonna feel bad for her because like you got dropped. It happens all the time. It could be for any reason too, by the way. The other thing is like, there's just no way he just dropped you because you were a perfect person. Something happened. There's just no way. Like he just spent $1 million on you, and then one day was like, you know what? I don't like you anymore. Get out of here. Like, no, that's not what happened. All right. Like, think about it like this. And I'm not trying to like be mean or anything, but imagine if another rapper, like a male rapper, was beefing with another rapper, and he was like, bro, stop bullying me, man. Like, bro, dude, how you done it? Like, what if Drake was like, bro, dude, Kendrick, stop bullying me, man. Like, dude, seriously? Like, bro, come on. So I think she kind of has to toughen up and just take it on the chin. Anyways, let's get back into the video. The next thing I would say for her music is her rollout plan and her own music. Like, are people actually gonna be interested in her if she just drops by herself? So number one, if she's gonna be independent, without the Concrete Boys, independent of Yachty and the Concrete Boys, she needs her own team. So that's gonna be a really big thing for her. She could probably find someone to pick her up. The thing is, if she was unhappy with how Yachty was helping her, I doubt she would be happy with any other team. She'll probably just have to suck it up, like just deal with it, because beggars can't be choosers. She's 100% gonna need someone to help her market her her stuff, especially on the internet, because while you may see like a lot of these tweets go up and a lot of these pages, most of these posts on these pages are paid for. Even the ones that you see, like, and I'm not gonna say any names, even the ones that you see that are like underground pages, they still have like a 50, 100K. A lot of them are still paid for. And the reason these pages pay them, I'm gonna like, I guess, teach you something, is labels do promo through like agencies. All right, and these marketing agencies, they have to show favorable stats in order to keep these retainers or these deals or whatever you want to call them with labels, right? So they'll underpay pages that would already post this stuff to post certain things as paid promo. So what I'm saying is, pretty much none of these pages on Twitter or like Instagram you see that are big are like posting organically. It's like very rare. And if it is, it's like stuff that's pretty mainstream or like everyone is talking about or you have to talk about, you know what I mean? And an artist like Karrahbooo doesn't really have that luxury. Like, sure, right now she's kind of like a hot topic because the whole Lil Yachty thing and her leaving was a big deal, but the moment this passes, nobody's gonna give a fuck about her. And if she doesn't have a marketing budget set by a label, she's screwed, because nobody's gonna post about her just to post about her, The next thing is the actual music. If it's true that she wasn't writing anything, and at the end of the day, she can argue and be like, I wrote this, I wrote that, who wrote that? Like, bro, no, no one really cares. You just gotta deliver in the future. She just dropped a song with BB Tricks. I'm pretty sure it did pretty well. But her solo music's success is gonna be what people are looking for. I'm sure Yachty's label provided playlisting, and I'm sure they provided her with all the resources needed for streams to do well. And if she dropped a single herself, I really doubt it will do that well, if I'm being honest, Maybe she can drop one single. Like, she has a very easy single where she could just diss Yachty. Like, she could just drop a diss track. That would be the easiest streams ever. She could drop like a Concrete Boys diss track. She didn't want to do that. She could drop like a Yachty diss track. A Yachty diss track would be more practical, and it would probably get more streams, and it would probably be something that people would post. She could try and like expose them, or you know what I mean? Like, that's cheap and lame, but I'm just saying it would be good for just marketing or for herself. Other than that, I don't see any reason why people would actually be interested in her music. Because what you gotta understand is, like, there are people that could be fans of you. Like, I'm sure there are people that are fans of Karrahbooo, but they're not gonna be fans to the point where they're like gonna go out of their way to check out their music. There are very few of those, if that makes sense. And it's honestly a shame, because it's very rare where an artist like can be broken like that, especially female rappers, because they're even harder for people to like. Like, if you're a female rapper, the odds are against you already. Like, people already don't like you. And what's also interesting is a lot of people who mess with Karrahbooo are not gonna like ride with her or rock with her like that. They're just like, oh, she was hard. Like, they don't care about, like, they don't don't have this connection with her. You know what I mean? She hasn't really went out and proven herself like that. You know what I mean? Another thing is, although a lot of people were like giving a lot of criticism to Yachty and be like, yo, you shouldn't have emotionally reacted like that, a lot of her fans were Yachty fans. And the way fans are is they're emotional and they take sides. And most of those fans are not gonna just stop rocking with an artist that they've been listening to for damn near 10 years, 5 years, however long it is, to just switch to Karrahbooo. They're just gonna be like, damn, you really did him like that? And just dip. So she's really getting attacked from a lot of positions right here, and it's not looking good for her, in my opinion. I think that number one, she needs to get a good team around her if she hasn't already. I know people are clowning on her for doing shows, but in terms of getting money, doing shows is the best thing you can really do as an artist, especially an artist of her size. So hopefully she can keep doing it. I believe she was supposed to go on tour with V's, but I'm pretty sure Yachty and V's are cool, so he'd probably try to get her taken off if we're being real, or they're probably gonna take her off. And hopefully she doesn't drop an album, because that shit would flop really bad. But that's just my 2 cents. You let me know what you think after seeing how many people are watching these, after seeing her responses, and also after being honest. Like, you know that meme, like gun to back of your head, like name 5 DDG songs? Like, name 5 Karrahbooo songs. Can you name 5 Karrahbooo songs? I can't name 5 Karrahbooo songs. I think she's hard. I've checked out like a couple of her songs, but like 5 songs, if you don't even have 5 songs that like 99% of fans can name, like you don't have a fans, you don't have a fan base, you don't really have people interested in you. You just have like awareness of your name, and that's what Karrahbooo has. So she's smart, she puts a good team around her, they can probably capitalize around it, and they can probably make something of her and bring her back and, you know, go from there. But right now she's in a really bad spot, and that Young Thug tweet, your little career almost over, might come true. Anyways, let me know what you think. This is just what I think, you know, but I really want to know what you think. If you watched the end of this video, comment it, because I'll read it and I might even respond. But do you really think she's gonna just come out of nowhere? Am I tripping? Am I like overlooking something? Am I being too harsh? Am I being too pessimistic? I don't know. Let me know. Bye.